Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley and this is Bliss Studio Hobbies. So for this video, we are going to do a diamond painting WIP chat. So grab your projects or whatever you're working on and I'll keep you company for about an hour. So good morning, everyone. It's about 7 a.m. and I am awake and ready to go. Working day shift has really changed my schedule and now I'm waking up at 6:30 without my alarm. So yeah, I'm ready to go. I of course have my morning tea here. Today I have what is this called? Blueberry Slim Life. It's a yogi tea. So you know our yogi tea bags have a saying on it. And it says, compassion is the constant act of giving oneself to others. Alrighty, so with that, we will start our day. Okay, so let me tell you guys what I'm working on. I am working on honeycomb and flower bee. It is a 50 by 50 centimeter square diamond painting with 35 colors, and it is from Crystal Canvas Art Designs. I just want to say that this canvas I am really enjoying. Look at these square crystals. So beautiful. I am really enjoying this canvas. They have really upgraded their canvas and made some great changes, and I am really impressed, and I will be going back to get more. I didn't think I was going to enjoy this as much with the rhinestone drills, but I am really enjoying it. It's so beautiful. It's coming out so pretty. I'm halfway done, and it's a 50 by 50, and I'm like, okay, so 50 by 50 is my jam. This is the size canvas that I love. I can just zip right through it. This is all a lot of color blocking. So yeah, I am getting this done really quickly, and I am really enjoying it. So yes, and then I have my release papers from Crafts with Crashly, the little butterflies, love that. And then all of these cover minders are from my shop, Bliss Studio Shop on Etsy, which will be linked down below. I have a little bee here, and then I made these little bees on a honeycomb. So I have these minders, and then I have my trash can minder here. I am looking for other things for trash minders. I have some things on the way that are a different style than this because I love trash minders. So I am going to be stocking some different style of trash minders in the shop soon. All right, let's move these over because I'm going to be working on this square, my little Bliss buddies. And then I kitted up in my Harbor Freight containers. So there's that. Oh, I'm shaking the camera. Sorry, guys. So that's how I have kitted up. I am working with two little Amazon pins. I have this rainbow pin that I was just working with last time. It has the pink unscented Mary Mud in there. And then mainly I've been working with this white pin, and it has some pink wax in it. So I've been alternating between the mud and the wax. Right now it's cool down here and I don't have my heater on because I'm recording. So I'll probably be able to use the pink wax, not the pink wax, the Mary Mud. My voice is probably a little raspy because I just woke up less than 15. Oh, it's been 30 minutes now. All right, so we are going to get started. So I do have the Am I the A-hole post that I'm going to be reading today. And I did not pick out any posts in advance. You know how I pick them out, save them, and email them to myself so that I have them. I did not do that. We're just going to go to Reddit and pick out some posts that have interesting titles and see how that works out for me. So without further ado, let's get right into it. I'm going to work on this section. Look how cute that is. Love all of the color blocking. And then it has this is a stained glass effect. I love diamond paintings like that. So sometimes I do the black outline first, but I've been alternating doing the black lines with doing the colors and doing the black lines last. That is also satisfying. So my papers are a little, no, they're good on that side. They're a little off, so I need to readjust them. so that I'll get a perfect line when I'm placing this row here. So there we go. We are ready to rock and roll. I'm going to use this symbol first, but it looks like this symbol needs to be refilled for drills. That's 3846, number 33. So let's refill our little container here. I love these little containers. And then we will get into our video. Right. Oh, and then I'm still using this little yellow Bella Art Dana Cole tray. This is the older style without the spout, but I still enjoy using it. And since there's a lot of yellow in this painting, I just continued to use this one. I want to get some more colors, but that's what I'm using right now. So I guess I'm going to fill in the color first, and let's get started. Would I be the a-hole if I declined a church invitation from a coworker? I, 20 female, recently got a job and befriended one of my coworkers, 30 to 40 female. Let's play some drills. Look at that. So pretty. All right. She's super friendly and likes to have conversations. She told me about a good store in town that sells cheap food and said she'll teach me how to cook. She said I have to learn to cook if I want a husband, and kind of made fun of me when I said my boyfriend 20 cooks for me. I don't know why she's making fun of you. That's a dream come true, right? We were talking and she asked which church I went to. And I said, I've never been inside a church since I was raised atheist. She looked horrified and said I should come to her church next week. I don't really want to go to church because I want to stay home and relax on weekends since I'm an introvert and I'm not a Christian, so I'm not sure if the people there would accept me. I said I'm free on weekends, so I can't use the I'm busy excuse, and just saying no feels rude. I feel like all my other coworkers would look down on me if I don't go to church. I also feel bad because she's helping me get settled, so I feel like I have to accept her invitation. So to this, I'm going to say, not the a-hole. If you don't feel comfortable going to church with her, then you shouldn't feel obligated or forced. And at this point, you're just going to church just to appease her. You know, I don't think anyone should be forced to go anywhere just to appease another person. Like, it's very nice that she is helping you get settled in and things like that. But she also seems a bit judgmental. And I would hate for your first church experience to be a traumatic one because you did grow up atheist. And this lady seems a bit, judgmental, which some, church people can be. So, this is coming from me who grew up going to church. I went to a church school growing up and everything, but church can be a traumatic experience if you don't go with the right person. So I wouldn't force myself to go to church with this lady. I'm not even sure if I would. I know it's just the original poster's point of view, but I'm not even sure I would befriend this lady. But she sounds nice enough. So I would say not the a-hole. Don't go to church with this lady if you don't feel comfortable or you don't want to. And that's my 2 cents on that. So let's scroll down and see what other people had to say. When was this posted? Oh, this was posted 7 hours ago. So there's no overall vote. There's only 474 comments. Let's scroll down. And the first comment with 3.3K upvotes says, oh my gosh, no, do not go to church with this woman. Saying no is 100% fine. You do not owe her an explanation. Thanks for thinking of me, but that's not something I'm interested in. It's more than enough. If she presses, which she probably will, tell her that religious beliefs are personal. which they are, including not having them, and you don't discuss them. You have to set a firm boundary because even evangelical types will often try to push past them. Yes, so I agree with that. And yeah, you shouldn't be forced to go to church if that's just not your thing. It would be nice if you would go, but no. And like being pushy and judgmental and things like that, that gives church a bad rep and church people a bad rep anyway. That's just a side note. So if someone said, no, that's not really my thing, I wouldn't be offended. But I get the feeling that if she tells her no, then she probably won't help her anymore. Maybe not. And she might be offended. But is that really church-like? No. And also, I wouldn't mix work with my religious beliefs, political beliefs, any beliefs, because things can get kind of hazy there, especially in the workplace. So there we go. That one was kind of like, eh. So no, what do you guys think? I don't think she would be the a-hole. Like that person said, she doesn't owe that lady anything. Rambling so I can get some drills placed, right? Look how cute these are. There we go. All right, let's see what else we have. Someone said, A, and if you have true love in your heart for your neighbor, you won't care what they do on Sundays. Exactly, because I am not to judge you. That is not my job. That's one part that people forget. Anyway, okay. Am I the a-hole for telling my... Oh my gosh. As I'm reading it, it says it has been removed. I clicked on it. It was there. I don't know what's up with that. Whatever. But the title was, am I the a-hole for telling my girlfriend that she smells like sweat? And that was just literally removed as I'm like doing that. Am I the a-hole for telling my friends my party won't have alcohol? I, 25 female, recently had a birthday. I usually don't celebrate it, but 25 felt special. I work evenings, so I invited about 15 friends over for a Saturday afternoon, 12 to 5-ish. Now I don't drink. I can't mix my meds with alcohol. My friends know this. I baked a cake, brought some candy, made nachos, bought some chips, and bought an assortment of sodas I know my friends like. That sounds like a good time to me. I also set some games to play in groups. Mario Kart, Super Smash Bros., some board games, so there's something to do. I invited my friends and let them know it's just an informal get-together to chill. They all seemed excited, but they seemed disappointed when they got there and there wasn't any alcohol. Some were even upset, and one of them texted me after to tell how rude it was to not let them know beforehand. He hasn't spoken to me since. No, I don't drink. It's not something I considered a need for a get-together. I didn't even think of it. But seriously, my friends were upset, with one of them being downright angry. Am I the a-hole? This poster did put an edit here. But before we get into the edit, no, you are not the a-hole. And if your friend got that upset, they would not be my friend anymore. Like, don't listen to me though, because I can cut people. I need to stop. I'm like, oh, I don't have to talk to them ever again. But no, she doesn't drink, so she didn't think about alcohol, and the party is from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. If I was having a party during that time, I probably do you need to drink at that time? I mean, but I get it. But no, it's not the person's responsibility to provide you with alcohol at the party, even if it was a nighttime party. Like, if it's your friend, they would know that your parties, that you're not a drinker, and then that you probably won't have drinks. So how close are you to these friends? And did all your friends get mad? What kind of friends are these? I don't know. Sometimes we can use that term very loosely. But yeah, not the a-hole. Your friends are more of the a-hole for getting extremely angry about you not providing them with alcohol. Let's see what the edit said. Edit it to add, I guess to my friend's party equals alcohol, so they were expecting it. I honestly don't think anyone would want to drink in the early afternoon. Okay. I really associate alcohol with the evening. If I knew they wanted it, I would have let them know beforehand. Edit 2. We hung out in the afternoon often. There's usually no alcohol then. Okay. Yes, I know now. I'm planning on letting people know if I don't serve alcohol in the future. I still wouldn't let them know. She said these are her friends. You're my friend. You know I don't drink, so you know there won't be alcohol. If you want alcohol, you bring your own alcohol. Let's see what the overall vote is. The overall vote is, oh, not the a-hole. So this has 9.6K upvotes. This was recently posted. Not the a-hole. The culture of needing alcohol to celebrate someone's special moment with them is bonkers. Exactly. And if I'm not a drinker, I don't necessarily want to be around a whole bunch of drunk people, honestly. Like, I do drink, but at times when I'm somewhere and I'm not going to drink that time or whatever, and I'm around a whole bunch of drunk people, it's kind of like annoying, right? Because I know I'm like annoying when I'm drinking, whatever. But it's kind of annoying. So if you just want to chill with your friends for your birthday, wait a minute. And it's your birthday. It's your birthday. So you can choose whatever kind of party you want to have. If their expectation is to have alcohol, then they could like not even come. Like, you don't get to choose how I celebrate my birthday. Anyway, so I say not the a-hole. Top vote is not the a-hole. Someone said, true, alcohol is only required at family get-togethers. And then someone else said, I spent the weekend as the only sober one around my family this weekend, and I've never related to a comment on Reddit more than this. Oh, about the family. Oh, and then everyone goes on about family get-togethers and how horrible they are. All right, so that's that one. I say not the a-hole. What do you say? Are you guys that friend that expect alcohol at all the get-togethers? And like I said, and she said, they hang out in the afternoons all the time and there's never any alcohol. But I guess since she said party, they assume that alcohol would be a part of the party. But if they know she doesn't drink, I don't know. That's wild. That's wild. So what are you guys working on? Let me know. I was going to participate in some July events, but I said no. I have a WIP that I need to finish. It's not this one. I'm going to work on it next. I need to finish that WIP and I want to finish it this month. So I'm not going to participate in any of the events for July because I think I have an event I want to do in August. I believe that's what I wrote down. So I want to get this canvas done before that event. Also, I'm in Susie's and Shanta's book club, so I have to start reading that book, but I'm reading a different book right now that I just started. I shouldn't have started that book, but I needed something to read because the first of the month wasn't starting yet. So I'm reading The Sleep Experiment by Jeremy Bates. So I'm reading that book, and then I'm going to read The Woman in Cabin 10. I can read relatively quickly, so I'll start the book here in like the next week or so. The Sleep Experiment has been going kind of slow with me reading it. It's not a book that I picked out for myself. It's a book someone suggested to me. So it's not bad. I'm not that far into it, actually, but it's not a bad book. It's just that I keep finding myself doing other things, and I read a lot at work, and I've had like a lot of work off lately, so I haven't been able to finish that book. I am just rambling. Let's find another Am I the A-hole post and see what kind of things we can get ourselves into, right? Alrighty. I'm barely in the camera frame. I'm just gonna finish this, and oh, let me tell you guys about Charlie while I finish this little section. So the other day I had some Etsy orders that I wanted to go pack, right? So went downstairs. Well, first Charlie had his morning walk, he had his breakfast, everything seemed fine. He didn't eat that much, but he normally doesn't eat a lot in the mornings. He eats more, you know, in the afternoons, but we feed him because he, you know, goes to his bowl. Anyway, so went on his walk, blah, blah, blah. So then I take him upstairs. I'm like, okay, he can have his nap right now while I go pack some orders, because I don't let him in my craft room. He's just Tasmanian devil, and I kind of don't want his dog hair everywhere. But anyway, so I put him in the cage for a couple of hours like normal, and I go downstairs, pack some orders. And then I'm like, okay, he's been in the cage for about 2 hours. Let me go back up. I'm going to take him on a walk. It'll help me get my steps in since I was just sitting down packing orders, and we'll go on a walk and blah, 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 right? So I go to head upstairs, and I smell the most horrid smell. And I knew at that moment that he had an accident in his cage. I was so afraid to go and open the door to the room because I knew there is no way that that smell was not him in the cage having an accident. Now, he hasn't had that many accidents in his cage, and he's 1 year old, so he is fully potty trained. So I open the door to the bedroom, and I look at him, and this poor guy is balled up in the corner of his cage, and he looks up at me with the saddest eyes. His cage is filled with poop, liquid poop, excuse me. I should have gave you a warning. And it smells horrendous. Now, he's balled up in the corner so that it doesn't touch him, but his tail is sitting in this liquid. So I am just like, oh my gosh. I close the door. I'm like, so sorry, honey. I close the door, and I had to get my thoughts together. I'm like, what am I going, how am I going to get this cleaned up? My husband's not home to help me. I was just like, oh my gosh, of course. So I had to take him out, and granted, his cage is in my room. So I had to walk, of course it's on his feet and his tail, so I have to walk him through my room, down the stairs, through the kitchen to the patio door and outside. And I had to hose him off before I put him into the bathtub because I didn't know what else to do. So I hose him down outside. He's freaking out. because when we like get him wet with the hose, we're playing around and he's jumping around. So he's trying to do that, but he has all this stuff on him. And I'm like, Charlie, stop jumping, please. So I had to hold him down in the sitting position and then make him stand up, holds him down. And then he's shaking all over the place because he's wet. And it still smells, you know, horrendous. So then I had to walk him downstairs to the bathroom in the basement and give him a bath. I scrubbed him like no other. He was trying to fight me because he didn't want to get in the bathtub. He's like, I already got a bath. I'm soaking wet. But I had to like muscle him to get into the bathtub. And then I gave him the best bath he's ever had in his whole life. I scrubbed him so good. And I'm like, well, I wanted to give him a bath anyway, so there we go. But poor guy was not feeling well for the rest of the day. I don't know what he got into. He had another episode on the carpet. Yes. And I don't know what he got into to make his stomach hurt like that. But poor guy wasn't feeling good all day. So I made him some rice and boiled chicken. Of course, he loves that. And it, you know, feed him that for a couple of days and it soothes his stomach. But I don't know what he got into. The only thing different that I was feeding him was this ice cream that I found at Meijer. But he had been, where did that drill go? Here it is. He had been eating that for days before this episode. So I'm not quite sure if it was that. I don't think so. I think that he got into something because people feed him when I ask them not to, i.e. my mother. So I always feeding him. So I don't know what he got into. But he has such a sensitive stomach, and after I gave him a bath, he played a little bit. We went on a little walk. And then I was taking him outside every 2 hours so that he doesn't have a third accident. But that was really traumatizing for me. And I'm like, he can't have any more table food. I don't even know what did his stomach like that. But oh my gosh. It was not fun. It took me 3 hours to get everything cleaned up. It was just like really traumatic. All right, let me find another. I always tell you guys about Charlie, and that's all I have to report about him. So there you have it. Well, he's a very clean boy now. He's feeling better. And yeah, you gotta watch him. I think it's something he ate outside. I always find him and I'm like, stop licking that. Stop trying to eat that. Like, what is that plant? Like, and he just constantly have things in his mouth, but he's a golden retriever and they like to retrieve things. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, stop trying to eat everything you come in contact with outside. All right, let's find another one. This is in my way. Let me move that. Alrighty, so. All right, so this one says, am I the a-hole for asking my situationship to wash his hands? First of all, situationship. All right, let's see. My man friend, 28, and me, 24, have been seeing each other for a couple of months now, and I have noticed that he doesn't wash his hands much, and I've asked him why, and he says that it's because there is bacteria all around, and that I am absolutely delusional for washing my hands when I return home from the store outings, or outings. After I wash the dishes and use the bathroom. I also asked him to wash his... Wait, what? I also ask him to wash his hands before we do the do because he often puts his hands down there and I would like to keep myself as clean as I can. He told me that it's just in my head and for him it just doesn't serve a purpose. Oh my gosh. He told me that when he cooks, he doesn't wash his hands because he claims that I've never noticed. means that it's all in my head. I feel like I've been very patient with him and told him that he doesn't have to uphold to my standards if he feels they are strange. But when it comes to touching me or food, I feel that is where I draw the line. He also told me that taking off my outside clothes before getting into my bed is excessive and unnecessary. I explained that this is how I was raised, and at my house, those are my boundaries. And at my house, those are my boundaries. I feel like this, I don't know, I feel like this is a little bit of a deal breaker, and now we are not speaking to each other. Am I the a-hole? First of all, I will not be getting intimate with any person who does not wash their hands. I am the person that takes off my outside clothes, even before sometimes I don't even want to relax on the couch with my outside clothes on. I wash my hands after everything. That's probably why my hands are raw. Sometimes, like, yeah, I probably obsessively wash my hands, and that's okay. But that is disgusting. He doesn't know why you wash your hands after you use the bathroom or before you cook. That is disgusting. And you have been eating food that this man has prepared, and he's your intimate partner. And yes, I do make my partner wash their hands before we get intimate. That, like, what is going on here? This man is 28 years old, and he would not be in my space. Like, the first time I saw that he didn't wash his hands, I'm not telling you to wash your hands because you're a grown adult. If I see you don't wash your hands, that would have been the end. That would be the end. So, not the a-hole. Absolutely not. That's disgusting. I am so sorry. Let's see what other people had to say. Not the a-hole. For me, yes, this is a deal breaker, especially refusing to wash his hands before playtime. You're not expecting him to wear gloves or even shower. You're just asking that he wash his hands before sex and cooking and not wear his outside clothes into your bed, which is a huge deal for anyone with allergies to pollen and that floats around in the air. These are reasonable limits. Yes, totally reasonable. I don't know. I'm at a loss for words. I'm like, am I being pranked here? I mean, I guess that's how some people see things. I never thought. Yes, I have been in the bathroom and people just use the bathroom and walk out. So I do know that there are those who don't wash their hands, but that is disgusting. Imagine that person preparing your food. Oh no, total deal breaker. Total deal breaker for me, not the a-hole. Nah, someone said, no, that's gross. Me personally, that's a big red flag that he keeps trying to gaslight you into thinking that your personal hygiene is not worth his time. Absolutely. And he is gaslighting you by saying, you're being obsessive. No, you can hit the road, Jack. Have you guys seen those things where it's like, don't take relationship advice from Reddit? They'll have you leaving every partner you've ever had. Well, some things are deal breakers, some things are not. This one, I can't. At what point does he wash his hands though? Like what qualifies as a hand washer to him? Like, you know what I mean? Because all these things that we normally wash our hands for, like eating, using the bathroom, playtime, he's saying that it's unnecessary. So at what point does he wash his hands? That's kind of wild. I want to wash my hands just thinking about it. I just want to diamond paint all day, but I can't. I have things to do. All right, next one. Am I the a-hole for not wanting to loan money to my friend? I'm like, gee. Before I even read this, I'm going to say not the a-hole. You know why? Because you don't have to loan money to people if you don't want to. I don't care if you have it or not. Anyway, background. I, 26 female, have been friends with Jane, 27 female, for about 5 years now. We've always had a good friendship and have supported each other through thick and thin. However, Jane has always had a habit of asking for money whenever she gets into financial trouble. Financial trouble like buying too many diamond paintings? Situation. A few weeks ago, Jane called me and told me that she was facing a financial crisis due to some unexpected expenses. She asked if I could loan her $500 to help her out, promising to pay me back as soon as she could. While I empathize with her situation, I had also lent her money twice before in the past, and she never managed to pay me back fully. Nope, with no explanation. Anyway, decision. This time, I politely declined her request for a loan, explaining that I had been struggling to manage my own finances lately and couldn't afford to lend her any money at the moment. I suggested that she explore other options, such as seeking help from family or finding part-time work to supplement her income. Those are all reasonable, Jane. Response. Jane was extremely upset and accused me of not being a true friend. She argued that I should be there for her during her time of need, especially since we had been friends for so long. She claimed that I was being selfish and unreasonable. Feedback. Before I read the feedback, Jane would probably no longer be my friend. I keep telling people to dump their friends, but she is really like ungrateful. This is triggering because I had a friend like this, and the one time I couldn't do something for her. You've never done anything for me. You're not a true friend, blah, blah, blah. We're no longer friends because I did a lot for this girl, even providing her a place to stay, but I've never done anything for her the one time that I couldn't do something for her. So that's personally triggering to me and make me think of that situation. But Jane sounds like a piece of work. So let's read the feedback. Some of our mutual friends have chimed in saying that I should have helped Jane out despite my own financial struggles. They should help Jane out. How are your friends going to tell you that you should help her out despite your own financial troubles? Well, they should be able to help her out. Anyway, and that's what real friends do. No, that's not what real friends do. Others understand my position and believe it's time for Jane to deal with her financial issues on her own. So am I the a-hole for not wanting to loan money to a friend in need? Nope, not the a-hole. Jane is 27 years old. Although that's still very young, you need to get it together. I am not responsible for you mismanaging your money. And I'm not loaning you $500 with the promise. Like, you don't loan people money that you can't afford to lose. First of all, I don't care who they are. And secondly, she's not entitled to your money. She doesn't get to mismanage her money constantly and then demand help from you because you guys have been friends. This seems like this friendship is one-sided, and the friends who are siding with her can go along with her and help her out with their money. Because that's what friends do, right? I'm sure everyone is going to say, not the a-hole. But hey, I don't know, because some of those friends said that she should help her out in her time of need. Is there overall? There's no overall vote. This was posted 9 hours ago. Oh, we're getting some fresh ones. So let's see. Not the a-hole. You should suggest to the mutual friends that they should help her out to do what they advise and help out. Better yet, if you really want to be petty, make a group chat and invite them all, thanking them for offering to help out Jane. Then I bet all of a sudden they don't feel the same way. Exactly. And then that one had 105 upvotes, which this is very new. And then someone else said, you can't pour from an empty glass. You've lent her money before and she's been sketchy about paying you back properly. Looking after yourself is not selfish. If your mutual friends feel differently, tell them you're absolutely not offended if they lent their money to this woman, not the a-hole. And someone else said, not the a-hole, and she probably can't ask family because she already has many times. Yeah. Jane, get it together. Get it together, Jane. Oh, I mean, I'm not finding any titles that are like controversial, you know. Like, I like to find, I don't know. I like to have a good, you know, debate going, you know. Okay, where's this one from? And today, because this is color blocking, I'm actually getting a little bit of diamond painting done. What do you say? What do you say? Okay, I've been recording for 45 minutes at this point. I probably had a lot of pausing trying to find a story though, but we'll find another story here shortly. Ooh, look at this blue. It's so like dark but vibrant. Alrighty, let's find another story. Okay, so am I the a-hole for acknowledging children repeatedly saying she had diabetes? What? What? Guys, I have scrolled and scrolled and scrolled, and I'm like, I am not finding any good titles here. I'll get the hang of it sooner or later, right? And we'll get some good ones going. But anyway, so am I the a-hole for acknowledging children repeatedly saying she had diabetes? Okay, my laptop should be charged, so I've been looking on the side here. So let me look here. It's easier that way. Okay. Last week, I honestly don't know if I'm the a-hole or not. Okay, fair enough. We'll let you know. Last week, I was waiting for my husband's stepson and his friend to make... Oh, I'm going to read that over. Last week, I was waiting for my husband's stepson and his friend to meet me for breakfast. I grabbed a table and waited when a woman and 4, age 9 to 13-ish girls sat in the booth behind me. The tables are so close, it's hard not to hear everything they're saying. The backs of the booths are awkwardly short, so they reach a few inches above my elbow. Wow, this kept snagging on my Omnipod insulin. Oh, this kept snagging on my Omnipod insulin pump that I have in my upper back arm. I had to check to see if it dislodged from moving a few times. Caught the eye of the mom, smiled, and stopped paying attention. Then I hear, she's diabetic. No, you're diabetic. You're diabetic. You're fat, so you're diabetic. I have met younger type 1 diabetics since I have had my Omnipod visibly. Since I've had my Omnipod. Visibly is kind of awesome sometimes. So I turned around and said, yes, I am diabetic. They all stopped and went blank. Oh, they are just playing. They are confused, says Mom. I assume you saw my insulin pump, which is why you're saying she's diabetic. It's not about you. So I turn back around and go back to my breakfast. Oh, this is a dialogue between her and the mom. Before they left, the mom stopped and said, they don't even know what the word diabetes means. It's nothing about you. Well, it's a real disease, not just about being fat. So the mom says, see, they know nothing about this. Just a joke with them, it's nothing. And then the poster says, it's an autoimmune disease and not just a joke. It's rude to joke about chronic illnesses, especially when someone next to you has it. And then I was willing to move on. My table supported me, but another table scoffed and called me a bitch. I was really calm and matter of fact, albeit mildly annoyed. I am type 1, so all the crap about being fat giving you diabetes is genuinely irritating and causes a lot of T1 diabetics to have eating disorders due to this, myself included. So am I the a-hole? I'm going to say the mother is saying, oh, just disregard. Like, why didn't she tell her kids? I have so many thoughts. I don't have kids, so what do I know? But if I was in this situation, I would stop them from saying, oh, you're so fat, you have diabetes. And obviously they learned that you get diabetes from being overweight from someone. They didn't come up with this on their own. And it is very rude to talk about someone's illness. And they absolutely was talking about the illness because the lady had an insulin pump. And for her to say, oh, they're 9 to 13 years old. They're old enough for you to say, hey, kids, let's not do that right now. And then, you know, when we got in the car, I would explain diabetes to them and, you know, things like that in a way that they could understand. But to tease, like, I don't care if she's an adult and the kids were, but to tease someone who has an illness, no matter what that illness is, that's really rude. And for another table to like scoff at her, like, I wouldn't even care about the other table, honestly. But I don't think you're the a-hole for speaking up. I just don't. Kids will be kids, that's true. But when kids are like out of line, it's up to the parents to correct them. And not be, you know, be mean about correcting them, but correct them so that they know how to function in society and be a decent human being to other people that may be different from them. All right, let's see what other people had to say. Not the a-hole. Good for you for calmly standing up for yourself. She should have been embarrassed and made them apologize. Yes, I agree. Someone else says, nope, not the a-hole. Good teachable moment for mom, and she blew it. Sorry you have to put up with this kind of disrespect. Not the a-hole. Hopefully they learn a lesson about joking about chronic diseases that a large chunk of the population has. Good for you for standing up for yourself. Shame on the mom for not correcting the kids. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's find maybe two more. I'm trying to scroll all the way down. Am I the a-hole for yelling at my son because he was acting horribly at somebody else's home? Oh, I'm like, where is this one? Where is this one? Where is this one? Here I am. Here I am. All right. I have a teenage son, Niccolo. He's always wanted to sleep over at his friends' houses, but I've never let him because he's very bad at sleeping. He stayed a restless and fidgety sleeper long after it was age appropriate, as well as having some other issues at night. How old is this son? Oh, she just says teenage son. About 2 years ago, he started waking us all up in the middle of the night with a random singular scream. Yes, we've been to the doctor and no, nothing was wrong. So it's likely something he's doing on purpose. He usually claims he saw a bug or a rat, which makes no sense because he's not afraid of those. Sometimes he pretends to still be asleep when I check on him, even though we all heard him scream not 2 minutes ago, whatever, kids go through odd phases. With all that in mind, he's been doing pretty good in school lately. So when he asked once again if he could spend the night at his friend's house, I told him okay, under the condition that he would behave himself. He promised he would, and I sent him on his way. Is he having like night terrors, or is he truly just like screaming, I wonder? And she said they've been to the doctor, so okay, that's just me thinking. All right, so Well, the next day, his friend's parents gave us a call, and sure enough, Nicolo was screaming and carrying on at night again. If anything, it was worse. And if it weren't for their call, I would never have known. Nicolo came in and instantly went to sleep on the couch like everything was fine. Yeah, he was tired from being up all night. I want to know, how old is he? Is he young teenage or old teenage? When I got off the phone, I firmly told Nicolo that his behavior was unacceptable and that if he wanted to spend the night away from home, he had to act more maturely. He said he was embarrassed enough and could we just drop it. I said no. He didn't just embarrass himself. He embarrassed me too by disobeying the basic conditions I gave him before I let him sleep over. He claimed he hadn't actually wanted to go, but his friends were spreading rumors that he was still a bedwetter. At this point, I was tired of his excuses and told him he made the bed and now he has to lie in it. What? He called me an a-hole and went to his room. Honestly, I don't think I might have gone overboard. Honestly, I do think I might have gone overboard. But the whole thing was so unnecessary and it was hard not to feel frustrated. Am I the a-hole? I'm going to say yes here. I'm going to say this poster is the a-hole because something's going on with your son. I don't know any teenager that would choose to go to a sleepover and have like these episodes. Guys, how did I not finish this? What's going on here? How did I not finish that? You guys should have told me. So yeah, it sounds like something that he can't really help that he's doing. Does he have like some form of like, I don't know. It's only when sleeping. I was going to say some Tourette's type syndrome things, but it's only when he's sleeping. And I don't know. Even though he went to the doctor, is he having like, I don't know how the doctor worked him up, but there's something wrong there. It's something that's happening and he can't help it. So I would say the parent is the a-hole. Albeit frustrating, I would have been frustrated, but I wouldn't necessarily be embarrassed. Like, why is the mom embarrassed? And to tell your son, you made your bed, now lie in it. What? I think this is a time that the kid really needs the mom support, actually. So I'm going to say the mom is the a-hole and should be a little more understanding to the fact that something's going on with the son. That's my 2 cents. I'm going to see what other people had to say as soon as I place this last T. How did I miss a whole little section there? All right, let's see what other people had to say. Okay, this is the first. If he's embarrassed, maybe it's not something he can control. As others have said, a neurological or other condition can be the root of the problem. Soft, you're the a-hole. But I understand your frustration. It can be hard to tell when your kid is a sheep crying wolf or if there is something serious going on. I would consider looking into a specialist or going to a different doctor for a professional opinion and possibly a referral. Absolutely. Something's going on with this son, right? He's been doing it for a very long time, and I don't think as a teenager he chose to go to his friend's house and have loud outbursts in the middle of the night, especially since they were already teasing him about possibly being a bedwetter. Like, I just don't think that he did that purposefully. And poor guy, you know, to deal with that at his friend's house and then come home to his mom saying, you made your bed, now lie in it. And you know, parenting's hard. You know, I know you don't always do the right thing you don't always do, you know, the right thing, but now's a good time to go to your son and apologize. I do believe that apologizing when you feel like you've made a mistake in parenting is very important because it teaches I think it teaches kids to be accountable for their actions as well. Anyway, I don't have kids, so what do I know? But anyway, I think he needs his parents' support, and I think she should work that up further. You don't want this kid in college at night screaming. You know what I mean? So I think they should like still get him worked up. And I'll be interested to know how the doctor that he did see worked this up. All right. And I will probably do one more. And then we'll be on our way. And then I have to find a better way. I've been doing some research on Am I the A-hole stories now that I'm like trying to implement them. And I'm like, okay, I have to find a better way to save these stories. So I'm like, how do I find those? But I think I'm going to have to scroll and scroll and scroll and save and save and save so we can get some of those juicy stories. These drills are not straight. I am diamond painting at a weird angle right now too. So I'm going to have to go back. I see that. I'm going to have to go back and straighten some of these out because of the angle that I'm diamond painting at. Anyway. Oh, the top vote for that one that I just read was A-hole, the one about the sun. I don't think I said that, but now that I'm scrolling past, I do see that it was posted 18 hours ago, and everyone said A-hole. Well, majority of the vote is A-hole. Yeah. All right, last one. Am I the a-hole for stealing my friend's hat back for him? Where am I? I'm on the J's. All right, so backstory. My friend broke up with his girlfriend about 6 months ago when she cheated on him. It messed him up pretty badly, and I spent a lot of time helping him keep his spine off of her. Yesterday, I happened to run into her at a Target, and seeing her in person made me realize how much I dislike her for doing that to my friend. But I acted civilly and tried to excuse myself quickly. Then I noticed that she was wearing my friend's hat, which I brought up to her trying to sound casual. She didn't seem to think much of it, but confirmed that it was his. So I just said, "That's what I thought," and I swiped it off her head and turned to leave. I'm sorry. She was shocked that I would be so blatant and berated me for being a jerk. She also claimed that she had lice, to which I responded that if she did, they wouldn't be on her head. Oh my gosh. I pretty much just walked out at that point, and she didn't really try to pursue me. My fiance says that I was definitely a jerk and had no right to take something of hers. I admit that I was being immature, but I maintain that it wasn't her hat, and my friend was happy to get it back. Am I the a-hole? Edit spelling. Yeah. Yes, you're the a-hole. It's funny, and you know, if I was in this situation, I would think about doing the same thing, but I don't think I would actually rip the hat off of her head. Although I love that he did that. He's the a-hole for that. And that was really funny that she's like, "Well, I have lice." And he's like, "If you do have lice, they sure won't be on your head." Now that's funny. Okay. There is no overall vote on this. This was posted 5 hours ago. And let's see. Not the a-hole. I don't care what anyone says. And that was a pretty sick burn. He's the a-hole, guys. Like, come on. Although we love it. We love a good, clap back. But he literally ripped the head off this girl's head. He didn't need to fight his friend's battles like that. Absolute top tier pretty revenge. Love it. Absolutely top tier petty revenge. Love it. You should honestly post this on the Reddit petty revenge sub. Ooh. so maybe I'll go there and get some stories. You'll get some well-deserved love for sure. 10 out of 10. Your insult was hilarious and quite frankly deserved. You didn't steal it from her. You returned the item that she stole. Cheaters don't deserve respect, so you did right. You're a good friend. I don't doubt that, but he ripped the hat off of the girl's head. So I think that's the part that's inappropriate. But it is funny and love to see it. I love to see it. But yes, guys, with that story and me completing the J's here. Love this canvas. Can't say it enough. That is all for me today. I got quite a bit done today. More than normal with the color blocking. And it's been a while since I had a good square diamond painting. And this one is, I'm really enjoying it. I can't say that enough. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you love diamond painting, crafting, and all things hobbies, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share my videos with a friend. Until then, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.